Warning, I'm just having fun with old cars. I hope you get some tips and a good laugh from watching, but don't do what I do on your projects. What is up, everybody? It's that time of the weekend, and I'm feeling pretty darn good if I'm telling you the truth. We're back on this thing, and we've got a little pile of parts. Kind of talked about some of the stuff I need to get done on this thing before we can really road test it after having it all apart. I looked this morning. I took it apart 3 months ago, so that got out of hand pretty fast, which is what I was worried about. But we're going to jump into this. The biggest thing I got to do, or not the biggest, but the most time consuming thing. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I'm just feeling good today. Maybe it's my new hat, you know? Maybe pick yourself up one, get you feeling good. Come on. I am really all over the place already today. Anyway, yeah, first things first. I want to get the water pump switched out. Sounds like the bearings rattling and making not the good noises. So I got one of them picked up. Hopefully I haven't opened the box, which probably should do that. Yeah, we're gonna get that changed. I got spark plugs. We got kind of jerry rig a choke situation because yeah, we'll get into that when I start working on it. But that's the plan. Water pump, spark plugs, choke for the carburetor, and maybe go drive it. Yeah, maybe fix all the wiring I just noticed is laying. Whatever, it's fine. Let's get to work. Okay, first part of this operation. I don't know if you. Oh, we're already leaking. Okay. I don't know if you can tell. I got this big old bucket under here because there's no good way to drain this radiator. I'm not really sure what it's meant for, but I don't think it's for this truck. But as long as it works, I'm not buying a new one, and I would prefer to not take this off all that often if I didn't have to. So I got that plenty loose enough, probably too loose. So we're gonna let that drain. Try not to get it all over my driveway, would be ideal. Key here is to get it far enough off that it'll drain, but not so far that it sprays everywhere. Maybe it's not the best job to do one-handed. Now I'm not doing a good job of filming or working, so that's good. Okay, so that is draining now, so I'm gonna kind of change my attention over here because I need to get all that crap off. We're gonna loosen up this alternator. should let us move that. Okay. And then, oh, I'm an idiot. I should have undone these first. Okay. Forget everything I just said. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is get these bolts loose, hopefully. Maybe. I loosened the alternator up and now it's a problem. So a good trick for doing this, if you're an idiot like me and you loosen your alternator before you should, is you can push on the belt and it'll put a little extra tension on it and it'll let you break the bolts loose. Or not. It's fine too. There we go. I was trying to do this in a way you guys could see, but just didn't work out that way. So now we'll loosen this back up again. Now we can slide our alternator over. Rip the belt off, which probably needs replaced, but we're not doing that today. It's not in the agenda, if you will. So really need to finish getting the coolant out. Also, if you guys have been watching, I just put that coolant in, so that's great. But I did wash the bucket out before I started this, and you better believe I'm going to reuse that coolant, because I am cheap. Oh yeah, now she's gushing. Okay, so the radiator's all drained. I pulled the hose off the water pump side. I put it back on the radiator, just you know, so it'll stay there. The rest of this is pretty straightforward. The way I have this bolt holds the alternator bracket, so I did have to take the bolt all the way out of the top of the alternator just so this can come off. I probably blocked you guys seeing anything I just said, but whatever, that's fine. It's just 4 bolts, and just like everything else on these old cars, 9/16 socket, and I kind of worked them off a little bit evenly. I don't know that it really matters, to be honest. My battery is broken. If anybody out there knows if they sell some way to fix this, this tab is supposed to look like this on the Milwaukee M12 batteries. It's supposed to have the little catch on it. It broke off this side, and it has been very annoying. So, gosh dang it. Oh man, that's great. My socket and extension are in the coolant. Well, I guess it's better than my battery, I guess. I guess I will be fishing those out now. Don't worry, I got it. It never fails when you have a bucket of fluid. You're gonna drop a socket in it, or a bolt, or a wrench, or anything else that might be laying around. Okay, back to, that's what I get for getting distracted, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off now. And my battery's out again. It's just gonna be one of those days, I guess. One bolt. That bolt looks pissed. Also, it clearly goes into a coolant passage. So, you know, always gotta keep that in mind. I don't remember. I believe this water pump's been on here since I put this motor together. I don't think I've ever replaced it, which has been several years. Also, I built this motor in a storage unit because, surprise, I didn't have a garage then, and I still don't now. But, so I probably did some questionable things. Not probably, definitely. Because I have more stuff now than I had then, and I still do questionable things. So, you know, it goes that way sometimes. I'm a little surprised I used a gasket, because usually I just silicone these things on here and forget about it. Oh, I did have this off. I haven't replaced the water pump, but I've had it off because I redid the timing cover seal. Idiot. I don't remember too good. Anyway. Now, let's go. Go over here to my welding bench slash workbench slash only empty flat surface I have. And let's see. They basically look the same, I guess. You know, well, let me set you guys up over here. We gotta zip this pulley off. We've also gotta get the fitting pulled out of this one. I hope this was bad, because if not, I just did this for nothing. Definitely looks oh. Well, I just wiped it off. But this is, maybe you guys can see, it's wet around the weep hole right here. And generally speaking, If it's weeping out of there, there's probably an issue. There's definitely an issue. It should not weep out of those holes. So I'm gonna say, since it's wet around there, and because I already bought the new one, we're gonna call it bad. There's also no core charge on these, so I get no money back. So that's great. And now we're having a windstorm, so even better. Yeah. Okay. I moved the camera so it was not on the table moving around as much. This new water pump came with the plug in the top already, which is convenient because I don't have to try and get that one out, at least not right now. I do got to move this one over because I don't have a heater in the truck. So maybe I can get this out. Now, a lot of people were upset about me not using the line wrench on the field line. It's fine. It doesn't leak and it's tight. Nothing bad happened. I don't even know if there's like a proper wrench for this, but I'm sure somebody will let me know. But I don't care because this one's working, and just like the other one worked, you guys will just have to get over it. Okay? I got a little pent up aggression because people won't stop telling me in the comments on my short about that. It's starting to get irritating. Just speaking out loud here. I guess that's normally how you speak. Anyway, you know what I mean. I'm going to. I mean, there's nothing that special about this. I'm going to clean off the thread tape that was still on there, put this in here, and then I'll go ahead and clean everything up on the truck, and we'll slap the new one in and move on to the next project. So hang tight. I'm gonna do some cleaning and things because I don't know what to do with my hands, and I'll be back. Okay. I got this all cleaned up. I did throw a jack under the truck just to tilt the motor back like so, just to help keep coolant from running out of the holes the best I can. Anyway, I did also. Whoa, you can do it. Come on. I wrapped the threads on all the bolts. I don't really know if you're supposed to do that. Supposed to. I do a lot of things I'm not supposed to, and they still work. But I've done it before, and I didn't have any problems. So I figure we'll try it again. There's lots of other things you can put on there to help seal that because it's directly into the coolant passages. But we're going to do it this way. And if it leaks, you guys will know not to do it that way. So, the only other thing I got to do, hang on. I got all this stuff switched over. Wait, where is it? I got the brass fitting switched over. I'm just going to take, stay, be good to me. Come on, okay. Take a little bit of gray silicone, and I'm gonna, and stick these gaskets back on, which also came with the water pump, so that's nice. I'm gonna get those stuck on there, and then we'll put it back how it was, and I will probably get started doing some other stuff before I add coolant to it. That way the silicone's got time to dry and stuff before we soak it in coolant, which would make it not want to dry and not seal. So I'm going to set you back up somewhere in this region where you can see what I'm doing, maybe, and get back to work. Just hang on 1 second. Okay, got my gaskets stuck on there with a thin layer of silicone. I'm gonna wipe this down one last time just to try and get it as dry as possible to promote adhesion. That's a big word for me, so don't expect that to happen too often. I'm just gonna take let's start with I would normally use the you can't see. I would normally use the 2 top bolts, but since I gotta hook my alternator bracket up on this bolt, I'm gonna do the bottom one on this side and top one on this side, and I just put them in place where we can get this started. There's a little bit of a guide. Just be patient. Something I don't excel at. Good enough. Now I'm going to toss this belt back on so we can get the alternator where it's supposed to be. Maybe. Or I'm going to get my butt kicked by a stupid V-belt and look stupid in front of all my friends on the internet. Yeah. Let's get that alternator tight. Ow. I should have ate my Wheaties this morning. Come on, baby. Tighten it till your elbow pops a little bit. That's pretty good. Now I need to double check these. Double check these pulley bolts. Make sure they're good and tight. Oh yeah, those ain't going nowhere. Come out. And just gonna put this lower hose back on. Like a glove. Use my very proper nut driver for my hose clamps. I truly hate using flathead screwdrivers, so yeah, I try to always use a nut driver on hose clamps, just to make my life a little bit easier. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know what it is. I guess maybe somebody let me know in the comments what I forgot to hook back up if I don't figure it out when I go to start this thing in a little bit. I'm sure at some point it'll make itself evident. Okay. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Water pump is a finished part of this plan. Golly, that was terrible. I should not have done that. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Well, the water pump went pretty well. We're gonna move on to the next thing I want to do, which is hooking the choke up, which is gonna get a little weird because after doing a little research, this carburetor is set up for, it's like a thermal thing that goes into the intake, which, believe it or not, my intake actually has the port for it, but it's blocked off, and we're not even gonna mess with that deal. So I already have, let me show you, I already have right here at a very long time ago, I had a manual choke hooked up in this thing. So I've already got, work with me here. Come on, you biscuit eater. I've already got a cable in the truck. So really what I gotta do is I plugged all the holes in the firewall, so now I get to make a new hole in the firewall, which is great. But let me show you what this looks like, and I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking, and then we'll see if we can execute. So hang on. So this, let me take this off. This right here, as you can see, shuts the butterfly for the choke, and I would assume it does other things, but yeah, this is where the thermal, there's some like temperature related thing that will go in here from the factory, and it'd have a little rod that comes out and connects right here to that lever. Well, the problem with putting a manual choke cable on it is generally they pull that way, and as you can see, this travels down. So I've done some experiments, and I found that it does start cold a lot better with this closed. So what I'm thinking is, this is a threaded hole, and I've got some scrap material laying around. I think we can bring the cable through here and kind of build a bracket that come off at an angle and kind of kick that cable up and somehow hook it to here, which I haven't quite figured out yet, but we'll get there. So that's kind of the game plan for now. But first things first is I gotta go inside the truck and figure out where I'm gonna put the hole for that cable to come through. I don't want anything else coming through that grommet. So let's figure that out. Okay, you guys are not gonna be able to see anything, probably, definitely not. But this up here is that where those wires come through, where I say I don't want to add anything else, and I'm not going to, but I think I've decided on, you guys can't see anyway, I've decided on coming through right here in a very awkward spot, so I can't get leverage. Don't mind all the bodywork dust that just fell out. Now I can't even find my own mark, so that's good. Anyway, yeah, so you guys don't know this, but I'm laying on my belly in the floor of the truck very uncomfortably. Unfortunately, the smallest grommet I have is still pretty big, so I gotta drill a big ass hole in my firewall, which I'm not thrilled about, considering I just spent a bunch of time fixing all of them. But anyway, don't worry about my wiring job. Well, I don't take credit for most of it, but I did do enough of it that I'm not proud of it. But it's all right. Pretty much everything works, so take what you can get. All right. Figure out a way to get in here somewhere right about there. Oh yeah, she's a ripper. Now, gotta break out the good old Unibit Christmas tree, hog jogger, big dog, whatever you want to call it. Figure out how to get in here. Probably could have done this from the outside now that I think about it. Too late, already committed. Okay, I don't know what size that is. Probably not big enough. Let's go one more for good measure. Oh yeah. If it wasn't big enough before, it's big enough now. Ow. Help me. Help me, Tom Cruise. Okay. Let's see. See if our grommet will fit. Sure won't. So, guess we gotta figure out how much bigger we gotta go. Should be one more step, I think. Okay, if that ain't big enough, I ain't going no bigger. I'm gonna go, it's just way here. I'm gonna deburr the outside. Don't worry, I know you guys are worried about me, but I'm back. Stick our grommet in there. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see. Quality fitment on a not so quality pickup truck. Now we just take our little razor knife. I know, I'm sorry, you guys can't see anything. I should have planned ahead. Not my strong suit. Make a little mark in there. And this is my choke cable. Oh, easy. Easy. Just fish that. Boy, you guys really can't see anything. Okay. Well, it is what it is, okay? Okay, so now I've got the cable run around here, under there, into this area right here, which is where I plan on making a bracket. I have this piece of sheet metal. It's pretty heavy gauge sheet metal, but it'll still bend in my brake. So I'm going to kind of eyeball this and make the hole for the bolt that's going to go here, and then we'll put a brake in it, like actually this way, so that we can put a P-clamp on this cable and have it run something like that. And then we gotta figure out how we're gonna clamp the actual cable to this, which I have not figured out now. So we'll rig something up. So just wait there. I'm going to mark this real quick. Can you guys see the marks? Nope. Let's go drill that hole, and then we'll maybe put a little break in this deal and see how it works. Okay, I just spent 10 minutes setting the camera up to do, I don't know, a minute worth of work. I'm gonna do the right thing and just, I don't know, that's probably not showing up in the camera, but yep, I'm just eyeballing the drill size, because I wear glasses, so I have extra calibration. Nope. But too bad, doing it anyway. Try to grab that close to where I'm drilling. Give myself a little starter thing. Always drill on low speed, not on high speed like I do. Very nice, very nice. Cord holder slash brake press slash whatever, metal brake, whatever thing. Make sure we bend this the right direction, which is going to be with my marks facing down, so that's perfect. We're just going to guess. Give her a little I don't know, maybe that might be too much, but we'll find out. Okay, and let's see. Okay, definitely put a little more brake in it than I needed to. So let's flat surface, just take a little bit of that out of it. We're just letting it ride here. Let's see. Where did I? Hang on. You guys are along for the ride on this deal. Forgot my screw and my Allen wrench. Come on. Don't tell me I eyeballed wrong. That'd be embarrassing. Oh yeah. Perfection. I'm not going to tighten that all the way because we're going to have to take it back off. And I think if we drill another hole, put a P-clamp on it. It's gonna be kind of pulling at a weird angle. I think I need to actually take some, I think I need it to be more, I think I put way too much angle in it. So let's go back to the vise. Come on. I eyeballed that so well, the screw doesn't want to come out of the hole. It's tough being good, you know. Just gonna do the same thing. Take some bend out of that. It doesn't look great because it's starting to bend in a different spot. But we got a little ramp action going on. Yeah, I think that'll be better. So, you guys, I'm gonna drill another hole, and I gotta find some hardware, and I bought this. Hopefully you guys can see. I don't know what you can see. I bought this from the old Harbor Freight. It was only a few bucks. It's got a whole assortment of rubber lined P-clamps in it. So I'm going to make an additional hole in this thing and mount up one of those. And then I'll show you what it looks like when I get to that point. Because it's the same process I just did. So, hang on. Okay. I know you guys have been worried about me. Probably not, because in your time, it was like 1 second. But it's been a minute. I've been figuring some stuff. I have a plan. I don't know if it's a good plan, but we're going to send it and see what happens. So I'm going to put the phone camera. Sorry. I definitely don't do this all on my cell phone. I'm going to put it back over there, and I'm going to show you what I'm about to do. And then everyone can tell me what an idiot I am, because you're probably right. So, hang on. Okay, so my plan is to take this ring terminal and crimp it on here, and then I gotta open this hole up just a little sliver and put a screw in it with a nut. And that is how we're going to attach this deal. This is not going well. Okay, I'm gonna have to regroup because that was an epic failure and figure out what to do next. Okay, so I took a little break. Try to get my mind right. It's still not right, but that's fine. We'll have to come back to the choke thing. I kind of know what the problem is. You guys probably do too. It's me, mostly. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of set that up where it will hold the choke off at least. And we're gonna move on. I'm gonna throw some spark plugs in this thing, which I probably won't film because it's just removing and reinstalling spark plugs. Yeah, it's just here's the spark plugs I bought. I haven't even opened them to make sure they're the right ones, so maybe don't buy those ones. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna prop that deal open. The choke, I'm gonna get plugs put in this thing, and then I'll check back in with you. We'll get this thing full of coolant, get a heat cycle in it, get it bled, and I am very hopeful, fingers crossed, we can drive this thing to the gas station. The other thing I gotta do that I did not just mention is I bought a bunch of body bolts, because like I mentioned in the last video, I'm missing a bunch, so I gotta throw some of those in. But I think I'm gonna time lapse all of that, and you guys can skip to the good part of firing this thing off and maybe going to get gas. Maybe something else if I think of something cool to go do. Maybe. Enjoy the music on the time lapse, and I'll see you whenever that's over. I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take. Okay, I got pretty much all that done. I'm not gonna lie to you, I now have to run to the store because I had what I thought was 2 jugs of coolant. It turns out I had filled them with water, which sounds like something I do. So, you know, I got myself. Ha! Idiot! Anyway, this is why I put new plugs in it. You know, for one, that other carburetor was way too rich and too big for its motor. For two, this thing has spent pretty much all its runtime for the last few months just idling, because I try and keep it started every once in a while, but I just haven't been able to really drive it, so it's spent a lot of idle time. So that's why I put new plugs in it. I'm going to run probably to the Walmart and get me some coolant, and this thing's super low on gas, so rather than risk driving it and running out of gas while no one's home to come rescue me, I'm going to get a few gallons while I'm out, and then once I do that, hopefully we can get a heat cycle in it and get the cooling system bled and go drive it somewhere. Alright, I'm back from Wally World. I bought the cheapest antifreeze I could find, so you know, nothing but the best for the old girl. I also bought 87 octane fuel because it was $3.29 a gallon in Tennessee. $3.29. So premium's out of the budget completely. So I'm going to try not to miss, because this stuff costs money. Sorry, I can't talk and do this at once because I have like 3 brain cells, and it takes 2.5 to not miss the inlet like I just did. Okay, there's $8 down the drain. Literally, not figuratively. Using half a brain cell to talk is not going well for me, just so you guys know. Well, you guys already know. You listen to me talk all the time. You know my brain cell struggles. Well, that filled it just about to the top, which that's going to go down as we kind of bleed this deal. So I'm going to move these spark plugs and this razor blade. And the carb cover. And hook up my battery. And my fans are on. And we should be good to fire this thing up and see if we have any leaks and top off the radiator. Just wait there. Let me know if anything cool happens. Way better with the new plugs in it. Cold starts are still kind of rough. That's why I wanted the choke hooked up. But it's taking idle a lot faster already than it was. So that's good news. I'm going to spend the next few minutes getting the rest of that, trying to get the rest of the air out of the cooling system. Okay, sunlight. And then we're going to go take a lap in this thing, even if it's just around the block. I need to drive it. So I'll be right back with you in a second. I'm going to get this cooling system bled and we'll go do some riding around. Alright, I said it. We're going for a rip. Not a rip, but we're going to drive this thing around a little bit at least. Maybe. I got to turn the idle back up a little bit. Don't worry. I brought the tool I needed. Just a screwdriver. Okay. We might be all right now. We'll see. Do the brakes still work? Kind of. All my gauges look good. I have not driven this thing in 3 months, other than moving it around in the yard. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Carburetor already better than the other one. If it doesn't die. I got the idle too low. It was idling kind of fast and I turned it down. I turned it down too much, but oh, hello. I just left the house, but it seems alright. Not yet. I'll be back in just a second. I'm just gonna go around and come back. That was the old lady. She just got home from work. She caught me. I know you guys can't see because of the glare, but I can already tell this carburetor is way better for this motor. Man, I love driving this old truck. It's easy for me to think about getting rid of it while it's sitting around not doing nothing, but all it takes is about 30 seconds to ride around in it and I'm good again. Man. Definitely gotta turn the idle up a little bit. But just a little turn of the knob, you know what I mean? Probably need to check trans fluid too, since I had that all apart. I gotta be honest, I kind of forgot how much stuff I've had apart on this thing. I had the whole front pump out of the transmission. And I don't know. It seems fine, I guess. There's nothing like the smell of a carbureted small block and pumping up four-wheel drum brakes. If you've never experienced it, you just ain't living. I guess the only question now is will it do burnout? Probably not. But I got an uphill driveway, so there's one way to find out. can't see nothing with this sun. Nope, won't do it. I might have a way to fix that though. Just not today. And here's the real test. We'll start back up. Oh, just breathe on it. Fired right up. Oh, I'm so happy. So, I don't know. I might go do some more driving or something at a later time. But obviously, you saw my wife is home. It is 7 o'clock at night. That's probably gonna wrap this video up. I have obviously some miles I need to put on this thing, and I'm hoping next week to hit the first cruise night of the year for me. A local one started back up a couple weeks ago, so my hope is that I can drive this thing to that next week, because I really want to try and enjoy this thing as much as I can this year. Obviously, it still needs a lot of work. It still needs paint work and body work, and the interior is a disaster. But I don't care, because driving this thing, it's just, I've always just not been able to be mad when I'm driving this pickup. So, yeah, that's probably gonna wrap this video up, and I appreciate all of my new subscribers. I just got very fortunate and got a bunch of new subscribers, so appreciate that. I was starting to lose my motivation, but between the subscribers and getting this truck where I can drive it again, I'm feeling pretty good right now. So thanks all of you guys. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to check out first link in the description. It'll be my Shopify store if you want one of these sweet Rusty Speaking custom hats. I also have some 3D printed stuff on there that I'm going to be selling. If you're interested, check that out. Check out Kay's Quirky Creations for my wife's pottery stuff, which she has custom Rusty Speed and custom mugs, which are awesome. So check that out if you're interested. She also does all kinds of other stuff and custom orders. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Unless there's more, then there'll be more after this. But if not, see you next week. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.